Hello everyone, this is a quick video about how I've got the Herelink unit set up with the camera and gimbal. There's been some discussion that the current Herelink on Q ground control is a little bit limited as far as buttons and stuff are concerned, and it's true, but in the meantime I've made a bit of a workaround, and I'll show you how I've got things going. So I'll just so first of all I'll show you about the Herelink, and then secondly I'll give you a little guided tour around this copter. So let's just get it powered up. Okay, so the Herelink should be attempting to connect right now.
Communication regained.
Here we go. So we've only got
Pre-arm, fence enabled, need 3D fix.
We've only got 4 buttons on the bottom here. One on the top, which is really most useful for taking pictures, and there's a scroll wheel on the top. Just one, unfortunately. So I wanted one button for a mode change, to flip-flop between stabilize and loiter. Any other modes can be selected directly from the menu here, so they're all available, but not on buttons. I don't think it's picking that up too well. The other thing I needed was a camera switch on and off. The cameras tend to go to sleep after a minute or two, so I wanted a way of waking that up. So I basically got the mode on A. So
Loiter flight mode.
Flips between loiter and stabilize. And
stabilize flight mode.
And the camera wake up button is on a D. That should bring that on. All the camera controls are done via a Seagull rec, which is in here. In here, by the way, is the Herelink unit with the 2 HDMI inputs. So the Herelink sits in here. It was getting a little bit warm, so I've just reprinted this with some slots in the side. Okay, so how have we done this? Because there's only one slider control, as it were, I've put that on the camera zoom, so you should be able to see this. See the zoom working on the tablet and also on the camera itself. There you go. So zoom in and zoom out. I haven't found a way yet to change the rates. The PWM sizes either side need to be limited, really, because I would like this zoom to be much slower, but I haven't managed to do that. The other problem was the gimbal pitch. Well, I'd love there to be a slider on here, and even if it's a software slider, that would help a lot. But at the moment, I've just allocated basically 4 switches. So that's physically 2 switches, but for long and short presses. So I've got B, short and long press, and C, short and long press, to give it different angles. I'll just demonstrate that. So B, short press. It's there already. B, long press, tilts down a little bit. C, short press, down a bit further, and D, long press, further down. And of course back to B, short press, back there. So how this is achieved, if we go into buttons, where's buttons gone? Oh, there already. Okay, I've got the camera pitch on channel 10, and as you see, it's allocated to 4 buttons. Settings. So there we see B, short long press, C, short long press, and you can basically change the position of the gimbal by sliding these things up and down. As I say, it's far from ideal having just 4 positions for it, but you can change this before flight if you need something pressing vertically downwards. Okay, what else then? Yeah, as I said, the on-off of the camera itself is on button D. So yeah, camera off and camera back on again. Okay, so that's how I've achieved the tilt. So a little bit about the gimbal. This is done with Elexmos or simple BGC. Over the last year, I put some encoders on it, and it absolutely transforms it. These magnetic encoders in the side here turn it from something that was almost impossible to tune to something that is always absolutely rock solid. It's beautiful to see the transformation once you get these encoders on. I'm having issues getting super thin HDMI cables to get the video out of the camera and into the Herelink unit. So the one I've got was too stiff, so I've taken off the insulation at the moment just to give it a little bit more flex. There's another one coming at the moment because basically the problem is it's very hard to get HDMI units with 90 degree, or the micro HDMI units with a 90 degree plug on the one end. Other changes I'll probably make is to put a dummy battery in here. That'll save quite a bit of weight. I think it's nearly 100 grams, and I'll power this directly off the main battery. Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit more about this copter. Recently completed, all 3D printed in polycarbonate. It's going to be a little bit hard to do this single-handed.
GPS glitch.
Okay, sorry about that. There we go. So that's what it looks like.
3-arm GPS glitching.
I'll shortly be sending off for some foldable props. I'm quite surprised at these actually. This battery that's on here is an old one, temporary. It's only got about 5 amp hours. 5 amp hours left, despite the fact it was an 8. And even so, I managed to get this in the air for 15 minutes. So I'm quite impressed with that. There's a 1200 on the way that I'm thinking should give at least 25 minutes. This loop on the top is just to make carrying easier. So maybe I'll upload something else later on. That's about it for the time being. Thanks for watching.